If I asked you, what is the deadliest animal on Earth, what would you say? A lion? A great white shark? A king cobra? Or perhaps a crocodile wading beneath the surface of the water? They're powerful, they're terrifying, and they've all earned their reputation. But none of them is humanity's greatest killer. The deadliest animal in history weighs less than 2 milligrams. At first glance, there's nothing remarkable about a mosquito. It's tiny, delicate, fragile enough to disappear with a single swipe of your hand. It doesn't roar. It doesn't chase its prey. It doesn't rely on enormous teeth or crushing strength. And that's exactly what makes it so extraordinary. Because mosquitoes don't survive through power. They survive through biology. Millions of years of evolution have transformed this tiny insect into one of nature's most efficient disease carriers. When an infected mosquito bites, it isn't injecting poison. Instead, it may introduce something far more dangerous. Microscopic parasites, invisible viruses, tiny organisms capable of causing devastating diseases once they enter the human body. And because they're invisible, most people never realize what's happening until the symptoms begin. But perhaps the most surprising fact of all is this. The mosquito isn't trying to hurt you. It's simply trying to survive. Here's something most people never learn. Not every mosquito bites. In fact, male mosquitoes never bite humans at all. They spend their lives feeding peacefully on flower nectar. The mosquitoes responsible for biting people are females, but not because they're aggressive, not because they're hunting, and certainly not because they're trying to spread disease. They're simply trying to become mothers. To produce eggs, a female mosquito needs protein, and blood provides exactly what she needs. The bite is part of her reproductive cycle, nothing more, nothing less. It's one of nature's great ironies. An insect carrying some of the world's deadliest diseases has no intention of becoming a killer, yet through the simple act of reproduction, it has quietly influenced human history. Throughout history, generals prepared for battle. They studied maps, built armies, forged weapons, planned strategies that would decide the fate of nations. But many never realized their greatest enemy wasn't standing across the battlefield. It was already waiting, hidden within the landscape itself. In many tropical regions, mosquito-borne diseases such as malaria and yellow fever weakened armies long before battles were fought. Soldiers became ill, expeditions slowed, entire campaigns were disrupted. In many cases, disease claimed more lives than combat. History is often shaped by kings, generals, and great empires. But sometimes, history changes because of something almost too small to see. Nature quietly influenced the course of civilization. And even today, that story isn't over. History has taught us an important lesson. The mosquito may be tiny, but defeating it is anything but simple. For more than a century, scientists, doctors, and public health experts around the world have devoted their lives to understanding this remarkable insect. Every year, new strategies emerge, new medicines are developed, new mosquito control programs are launched, vaccines continue to improve, and advances in genetics are opening doors that previous generations could only imagine. Humanity has achieved extraordinary progress, diseases that once devastated entire communities can now be prevented in ways that would have seemed impossible just decades ago. Yet, the mosquito refuses to become an easy opponent. Like every living organism, it continues to evolve. Generation after generation, mosquito populations adapt to changes in their environment. Some populations gradually become less affected by insecticides through the natural process of evolution. Others thrive in expanding cities, finding new breeding sites wherever clean, stagnant water collects. From crowded urban neighborhoods to quiet rural villages, they continue to survive, not because they're intelligent, not because they're invincible, but because nature has spent millions of years refining one simple goal: survival. And that's why this fight continues. Not as a battle that can be won overnight, but as an ongoing partnership between science, innovation, public health, and human determination. But this story isn't only about disease, it's also about hope. Across the world, millions of lives have already been protected, not through miracles, but through knowledge, simple mosquito nets, effective medicines, vaccination programs, cleaner environments, public health education, and the tireless work of researchers who continue searching for better solutions every single day. These efforts may seem ordinary: a family hanging a mosquito net before bedtime, a nurse administering a vaccine, a scientist studying a microscope late into the evening, a volunteer teaching children how to eliminate standing water around their homes. Individually, they appear to be small acts, but together, they have transformed countless lives. Every mosquito net protecting a sleeping child represents another tomorrow. Every scientific discovery brings us one step closer to safer communities. Every breakthrough, no matter how small, becomes part of a much larger story. A story of resilience, of compassion, of human ingenuity. The mosquito reminds us how powerful nature can be, but humanity reminds us how powerful determination can become. The fight continues, and so does our ability to learn, to adapt, and to protect one another. So, what have we learned? The world's deadliest animal isn't the biggest, it isn't the fastest, and it certainly isn't the strongest. It weighs less than 2 milligrams. Yet its impact has reached across continents, through centuries, touching the lives of millions of people. It's a powerful reminder that size alone doesn't determine significance. Sometimes, the greatest forces in history are the ones we barely notice. The quiet decisions, the invisible organisms, the overlooked details, the smallest actions, can shape the biggest outcomes. And perhaps that lesson extends far beyond nature. In our own lives, it's often the little things, the habits we repeat, the choices we make, the acts of kindness we offer, that leave the greatest impact over time. Curiosity begins where assumptions end. Today, we looked beyond appearances. We discovered that history's greatest killer wasn't hiding in the shadows. It was flying quietly above them. And perhaps the next great discovery is waiting in something just as unexpected. I'm Jay, and this is Beyond Facts with Jay, because every fact has a history. Every discovery changes the way we see the world, and every fact tells a story.